year was 1949. Frankie Lane's Mule Train was #1 on the music charts. Newfoundland became the 10th Canadian province, and the Toronto Maple Leafs won their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup, establishing the first dynasty in NHL history. Meanwhile, on the campus of the University of Western Ontario, the Metris era was supposedly on its way out, and the Mustangs were rated no better than second-place finishers due to heavy graduation of the 48 squad and the power of the defending Yates Cup champion Varsity Blues. In what is now considered the golden age of Canadian college football, the Mustang coaching staff of Ziegler, Hollister, Metris, Fairs, and Uhas was busy assembling a team that will forever be remembered for its unique combination of toughness, speed, and intelligence on and off the field. 2 exhibition games were scheduled prior to the season opener, the first a 25-0 grubbing of OAC, and the final tune-up against the Sarnia Imperials, a member of the Ontario Rugby Football Union, a league that preceded the CFL and contested for the Grey Cup, where an injured and depleted Mustang squad witnessed its first loss on home soil in over 4 years. In the season opener of the Senior Intercollegiate League, the Mustangs looked like a beaten team as the McGill Redmen took a 12-2 lead into the 4th quarter. Team captain and halfback Jack Perry pitched 2 spectacular passes to George Arnott and Bob McFarland in the last 4 minutes to secure the Mustang win. Next up were the Queen's Golden Gales, where again the Mustangs seemed to have run out of gas as they gave up a lead and trailed 11-10 going into the last quarter. Once more, Jack Perry was the hero as he passed to big Harry Wade behind the Queen's goal line for the winning touchdown in a 16-11 come-from-behind victory. The London squad was at the top of the loop and fast acquiring a reputation for pulling close ones out of the fire. Before a capacity crowd, including the Governor-General of Canada, the Mustangs corralled the Varsity Blues in their first meeting of the year. Jerry Fitzgerald smashed in for a try after an early interception, while Perry scored what would end up being the winning touchdown in an 11-8 victory. Now at the top of the intercollegiate division, the Mustangs displayed a vast array of weapons in an era of two-way football. The 7-man O-line was anchored by all-stars George Waring at center, Ticky Duck at middle, Red George and Elmer Quinton at inside, and on either end was Bob Turner, Harry Wade, and Bill Ford. The split T formation backfield employed by the Mustangs had interchangeable parts with George Arnott and Doug Gray at the quarter, Bob Pierce, Murray Henderson, and Bob Farley at the halves, Jerry Fitzgerald and Jack Matthews, Blake Taylor at the fulls, and possessed world-class speed with Olympic track sprinters Don and Bob McFarland and Jack Perry. Despite the abundance of talent, the Mustangs ran into a reinvigorated Varsity Blue team the following week and were beaten 7-0, the first shutout put on a Mustang team since 1938. A rematch with Queens, while in the midst of a season slump, found the Mustangs in a tough 18-18 tie with only a few precious seconds left. The Gales, encroaching on the western goal line, chose to gamble on a second down plunge instead of kicking for the winning points. Fumbling the ball on the rushing attempt, Mustang defender Bob Knox recovered and thwarted the Queen's bid for a touchdown and preserved the Mustang season. In the final regular season game of the year, and for the first time since 1938, a team other than Western would finish in top spot. Trailing the McGill Redmen, a last quarter drive did not materialize in this one, played in the mud at Molson Stadium. Touchdowns by Don McFarland and Doug Gray were not enough as the Mustangs tasted defeat 18-10. A playoff system where the team in second place could challenge the first place team if they defeated them in the regular season resulted in Western and McGill squaring off for the 1949 Yates Cup. 8,000 Western supporters made their way to Varsity Stadium to cheer them on. London Free Press reporter Jack Park wrote of the match, Western battled with every ounce of spirit that was in them. The Mustangs staged one of the most stirring displays ever seen in the collegiate union. Sheer grit kept the Mustangs in the game. Bill Ford in the Western defense delivered the first major of the game, recovering a McGill fumble behind the goal line. A 6-6 tie going into the fourth quarter. The stingy Western defense did not allow a completed pass all game and accounted for 3 interceptions. A fourth quarter pass by Doug Gray to Dick Hill resulted in a spectacular over-the-shoulder catch and run to the end zone in what turned out to be the game-winning touchdown. The Mustangs would prevail with a 12-9 victory, giving Western the 1949 Yates Cup championship and the Mustangs their 3rd Yates Cup title in 4 years. At the conclusion of the season, 6 Mustangs, Waring, Ort, Arnott, Quinton, Perry, and Bob McFarland, were recognized as Intercollegiate Union All-Stars. Jack Perry was the recipient of the George McCullough Trophy as the team MVP and was generally considered the most outstanding collegiate player in all of Canada. Known for their grit and determination on the field, the 1949 Mustangs also set the standard for what could be achieved off the field, epitomizing the truest example for the conception of the student athlete. The team included 6 World War II veterans, 5 Canadian Olympic athletes, and 16 players who would graduate from medical school and become pioneers in the world of medicine. Champions on the field, they set the standard for all Mustangs to follow of what can be achieved after their playing days come to an end. The 1949 team, all Mustang legends.